After a tough loss yesterday, the Great Bend Batcats are back in action here at Al Burns Memorial Field. Game 3 of a 4-game series against the Kingman Islanders. Islanders picked up a 4-3 win yesterday. Late drama in that one. George Austin hitting a batter with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gave Kingman what they needed, and they worked the perfect top of the 9th inning in order to survive and pick up the win against the Batcats. So we're even in this series, one aside, as the Batcats were really held in check offensively by the combo of Bradley Neal and Derek Johnson. So the Batcats will look to get things back going again today, back home, trying to get some home cooking, where they scored 17 runs in Game 1 of the series. So, I mean, it was a little bit of a surprise to see them struggle in Game 2. That's kind of how baseball goes, and they have to make an adjustment. We'll see how things go tonight. Thanks for joining us here on the Batcats Media Network. Mark McClure joined today by Braden Tower. Batcats sent Hagen Rose to the mound for his first start this season. He's mostly been a bullpen arm and worked on the back end, but he's going to work as an opener today for Brett Allen. And then Spencer Maley gets to start, the left-hander from Butler. Batcats had him on the team last season. He played with the team in the NBC World Series. He was a Newton Rebel during the 2011 summer. This season with Kingman, a little bit of a less successful summer, though, for him so far. With an ERA of 8, he has yet to register a W on his record so far. He's 0-2. Hagen Rose 0-1, but he hasn't given up an earned run yet this season, so he's been a little bit unlucky. He ended up taking a loss in the series against Hayesville. That opener, the Batcats lost in walk-off fashion. So we'll see how things go on both sides from a pitching standpoint, because honestly, Braden, both these offenses are struggling right now.
Yeah. We, after scoring 17 runs, we only scored 4, and it was a grind to get 4 runs, or 3 runs, whatever it was. So hopefully we can get a quick lead, and Hagen can throw strikes.
Let's have ourselves a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Victory Barbershop, starting with the Kingman Islanders. Really not many changes here. Gavin Jarovich is having a great series. His average has popped over 300 now. Jesus Cruz continues to play well. Outside of that, though, it's anyone's guess who's going to be the big bat today for Kingman, as the rest of the crew with batting averages under 300. And, again, this is a crew that bats south of 240 as a team. So you never really know who's going to be the guy that you're going to have to worry about when you go play Kingman outside of Cruz and Jarovich. And the Batcats line him up like this today. Hunter Gautreau is over at third base, and he will start at the lineup today. He'll be the guy hitting leadoff. Alex Rogers not in the lineup, followed by Kyle Gates. Simon Larinaga gets his second straight start after he was removed midway through yesterday's game. Colby Christian, Cy Schumacher, Brady Kreitzer will take over for Alex Rogers as the designated hitter. Austin Fretch is in left. Rathan Malone at second today. Andrea Morrow at short. Batcats hoping for some more production out of that bottom part of the lineup, all hitting under 200 at this time. So we'll see how it all goes. We're going to step aside here on the Batcats Media Network as we are ready for the national anthem. When we come back, we will have first pitch from Al Burns. It's time for Bad Cat Baseball here on the Bad Cats Media Network. Mark McClure joined by Braden Tower here this evening as the Bad Cats look to take the lead in the series between themselves and the Kingman Islanders. Yesterday's game, a 4-3 loss for the Bad Cats, drops them to 4 games behind the division-leading Cheney Diamond Dogs. So some work to do for the Bad Cats here as they approach the All-Star break. Just 2 games remaining. And then you get ready to get into the second half of the season. Bad Cats as a whole only have 14 more league games to play before you start getting into postseason tournaments and all of that jazz. But Hagen Rose going to get the start here for the Bad Cats. He's pitched 6 innings to this point this season, 5 hits, 2 runs. They're both unearned, 1 save, so he's kind of been more of a back-end guy. But the Bad Cats in this stretch of 7 straight games, this is game 6 for them, 6 straight game days. So they're just really looking for pitching from anywhere that they can get it. So it's going to be pretty much a combination today of Hagen Rose to start it off. You hope that he can get you a good start, good open, and then you can go to the side armor, Brett Allen. But I think it's definitely a different look when you bring in an opener because it's kind of like being a reliever, and you can just let it rip out there because you know you're not going to be tasked with going 5, 6, 7 innings.
Yeah, I'm sure his main objective today will be throwing a lot of strikes but throwing them hard. So he can just throw a couple innings and get some outs, and then that starter, per se, can come in and finish the job.
So it's time to play some baseball here in Great Bend. Jesus Cruz is going to start us off here on this beautiful, I must say, Saturday. 82 degrees, a little bit humid, but cooler than it's known to be in Kansas. First pitch is in for a strike, run away. 7:05 first pitch in this one. Cruz has been very effective in the leadoff spot. He reached base twice yesterday, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. The delivery there, he is going to drift outside. And the count is 1-1. Cruz really been the most dangerous bat for the Kingman Islanders all season. He's more of your traditional leadoff guy, unlike a guy like Alex Rogers who kind of does it all. Cruz is more of a contact guy, finds ways to get on base, works deep in counts, so he's more of your annoyance as a leadoff hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike as Rose is ready. Long wind up the pitch. And that one missed. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rose out of Temple College, joined the Bad Cats a little bit later than everybody else, about 2 weeks into the season. Not the biggest guy out there, but he's got good velocity as this one's chopped to the right side. Charging in on it, Raythan Malone got to flip the first, and he's out by half a step. Great defense. Segues into our defensive alignment perfectly for the Great Bend Bad Cats. Here's how it'll look. Dawson French, Kyle Gates, and Colby Christian are in the outfield. Hunter Gotro at third base as opposed to his traditional second. Dre Amaro gets to start at short. Raythan Malone working with Dre Amaro over at second base. That's going to be your middle infield combo. See how that works. Simon Larinaga at first base. Cy Schumacher the other end of the battery for Hagen Rose. First pitch will miss to Gavin Jurovich, who has had a fantastic series, as we mentioned already. He has had a total, at this point, of 5 hits this series, as this one missed. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Line and pitch from Rose is away. 3 balls and no strikes. He falls behind again. Hagen got to try and find himself here after back-to-back 3-ball counts to open up this game. Delivers, and that one is in for a strike near the top of the zone, 3-1. Jurovich overall hitting at .317 this season as that one missed and a walk. So some early work out of the stretch for Hagen Rose. 1 on and 1 out brings up Ezra Farmer, the center fielder. Farmer jumps up from the 5 spot, and that's pretty well earned after 2 hits and an RBI yesterday. the pitch. And that one called a strike. Cats lost 4 of their last 5 games now after losing the last 3 to Hutch. They rebounded by picking up a run. It's a throw over to first. Got him! Jurovic just picked off. Nice move by Rose. First batter the Cats have picked off this season. Beauty there from Hagen Rose. And went outside 1-1. Well, at least more of your classic pickoff. That's the first one. They've had a couple guys running, but that one always is prettier. Is it fouled straight back by Farmer in the count 1-2. That is the one you love to get as a pitcher. Help yourself out a little bit. Delivery, this one hit right back at Hagen. He clubs it beautifully, underhand flip. Did a lot of work that inning to get out of the frame, and Hagen Rose posts a 0 in the top of the first inning as we head for the second. Or head for the bottom of the first, my apologies. We have no score on the Great Bend Bad Cats Media Network.
This is your third baseman, Adam Musto, and you're watching Batcats Baseball on Batcats Media Network.
Bottom of the first inning, Bad Cat's going to get to work offensively, and Hunter Gotro is going to be the leadoff man, hitting .268 this season. He's been primarily a 9-hole and a 2-hole, but with Alex Rogers out of the lineup, Gotro going to try and step up and do something for the Cats in that leadoff spot of Spencer Maley, the big, tall 6'5 lefty. His first pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bad Cats know him pretty well. He played with the Newton Rebels last year. He posted a 2-1 record in 23 appearances, had an ERA just a shade under 5 in 42 innings. That's inside 2 balls and no strikes. He is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a strikeout pitcher. He only had 34 strikeouts all last season with the Rebels and 25 walks for him. So not the greatest split for Maley. 2-0. And Gotro hits a little chopper to the right side. Charging in on it is Wallachek. Flips to first, and they got him for out number 1. So Gotro retired, and that brings up Kyle Gates.
The center fielder, number 17, Kyle Gates.
In addition to that, Maley also pitched for the Batcats. As many may remember, the back end of the season was on the NBC World Series roster. He only pitched in 2 games, 2 2/3 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in that. So he did what he could for the Cats late in the season. But, I mean, you're at that point, you're getting into 50 innings after a pretty full spring. Starting to run out of gas. First pitch misses outside. We've talked about a lot of tall pitchers. Batcats have Ty Riley as an example that throw really hard. They're really intimidating. And while Manley certainly has that frame, the velocity is not quite what you would expect for a guy that's that tall. As this one hit the left field, fairly shallow, and that one going to be foul. So that's the one thing that's kind of a little bit different than what you would expect from Manley. You'd expect him to be chucking high 80s, low 90s, but he's hanging in the mid 80s for the most part. When Maley is successful, it's going to be primarily because he's missing barrels. That's how you know his stuff is on. His last start was pretty good against the Newton Slugging Rebels on June the 26th. 6 innings, 1 run on 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. So it was something positive to build on after back-to-back starts of giving up 6 earned runs. 1-1 pitch, and this one over to the right side. That's a fair ball, well fielded by Fabian Perez. Tags the bag for the second out. That was a smart play there by Perez. Leaned over the line to field it.
The first baseman, number 25.
So that'll bring up Simon Larinaga. Batcats hoping their all-star first baseman can get out of this little funk he's in. He was voted an all-star just because how hot his start was, but as of right now, averaged down to 367 after being over 400 for a large chunk. He is 0 for his last 7 with 5 strikeouts. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
He's definitely due for a big hit or a big day.
You're going to have these stretches regardless of who you are. Every good hitter has a period where they're struggling a little bit, and it'll eventually break out. So we're going to foul ball 0-2. I think this could be a game where the Batcats may need a time through the order, though, just to kind of get used to what Maley's working with. See if that holds up.
I don't know how long he'll be in the sport, but I'm predicting Tommy John.
Maley has what he wants here. He's way ahead, 0-2 on Larinaga. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Simon as Maley gets out of the first. 1-2-3. Batcats put down in order. We're going to the second. Scoreless here at Al Burns.
This is Batcats pitcher Dash Albus. You're watching Batcats baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
Hogan Shelby leads off in the road half of the second inning. The first pitch from Hagen Rose is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Non-conventional 1-2-3 inning for Hagen. In the top of the first inning, he did allow a walk, but then he picked off Gavin Jarovich with a nice move. Swing and a miss there from Shelby. When he finishes with one hand, that's usually pretty good. Gavin Jarovich Shelby, my apologies, steps out and watches that one away from him. 2 balls and a strike. Hagen's been falling behind a little bit in this start so far, but he's worked out of every count. 2-1, swing and a miss.
Good pitch.
Down at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hogan Shelby. Shelby grabbed 1 hit in the game yesterday, but he's hit into 2 double plays in this series. That's been a problem for him. Yeah, the 2-2. One's just outside. A good take from Shelby. And the count is full. Shelby hitting 200 this season, only 9 for 45. Getting plenty of chances, though. And this one on the ground to the right side. Rathan Malone handles, throws to first. And Shelby retired. This brings up Brendan Macbeth. Macbeth DH, the first game was off yesterday, and you'll see a first pitch strike. So it'll be 0-1. Macbeth in that opening game. A little bit rough for him. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. 0-1 from Hagen. An ugly swing there, 0-2. Hagen finally working ahead. Now an opportunity to get himself his first strikeout. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches, and Macbeth sent back to the basement.
The catcher, number 17, Eric Pugalis.
So it looks like Hagen settling in there after struggling to find his control consistently. There's 3 pitches to Macbeth and sits him right down. And that'll bring up Eric Fufalis, the catcher. Fufalis, been a busy man. 3 straight starts behind the plate, always tough on a catcher. First pitch is down low. One ball and no strikes. He had a hit in the series opener. And another hit in game 2. This hit in game 2 drove in a run. He reached base 3 times yesterday. As this one over to third. Gotro boots it, and that will allow Fufalis to reach. Weren't sure how Gotro was going to adjust to being over at third base. He is a utility infielder, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're always ready for it after so many games played at second base. And this will bring up Ben Wallachek. So Rose will throw over again. I'm sure that the base runners for this Kingman Islander team are going to be a little bit more aware of Hagen Rose's pickoff move. Already one victim of it, a swing and a miss there, 0-1.
Yeah, he's got a really quick pickoff move. Hagen's a really good athlete, so PFPs and pickoffs are definitely part of his game.
He showcased both of those things just in the first inning with the one pickoff. Then he made a great play on a comebacker. 0-1. And that's in there for a strike, and Rose well ahead on Wallachek. Wallachek did have an RBI yesterday, but did he really have to work that hard to get it? He actually had 2 RBIs. He didn't have to work hard to get the winning RBI. He just had to wear one on the arm. May have a bruise there, 0-2. He just pokes one over to shortstop. Here's Drea Morrow, throws, and that one where it needs to be to get out of the inning for Hagen Rose. Punched his first strikeout into the scorebook. Gave up a base runner. Really wasn't his fault on the error by Gotro, but works around it. 2 innings of scoreless ball for Hagen. Going to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless.
This is outfielder Kyle Gates, and you're watching Batcats Baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
We're back at Al Burns Memorial Field. Cats and Islanders in game 3 of this series.
Number 32, Colby.
Finish things up tomorrow at 3 o'clock down in Kingman. But for now, the Batcats worried about trying to take the advantage in this series. Currently tied at 1. Batcats won game 1, Kingman game 2. Spencer Maley's first pitch to Colby Christian is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Quick 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first for Maley. Looked pretty good. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. 0-1, and Colby goes the other way with this one, and it is going to land. That's a base hit for Colby. Takes a turn at first, but he'll stay with a single. Batcats are in business.
The catcher, number 26, Cy Schumacher.
This will bring up the left-handed hitting catcher, Cy Schumacher. Christian on first base. Batcats offensive woes. Would not be surprised to see him go here. Colby, one of the most dangerous base stealers in the SCL. Christian has 6 stolen bases at this point. This one a weird one that comes off the bat of Cy Schumacher. They throw to second to try and get Christian, and they do get him. And that's a fielder's choice for Cy. Man, that one had a ton of spin coming off of Cy's bat. It barely made a sound.
The designated hitter, number 6, Brady Kreitzer.
Well, a smart play by Ben Wallachek to just go and get the one out, because there was only one chance to make a play there. As we see Toby Munns come out to the umpire, and I guess this is that situation where you talk about slides at second base.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any way Colby could have slid. He was 15 feet in front of the bag.
So that's always the question. They talk about this, the automatic double play, because if a guy doesn't slide at second base. But, I mean, it didn't look like Colby really had a chance to slide, because that play was made close to the baseline, and so there was really no great way for him to slide into second base. And there was no chance for a double play with how slowly the ball really was hit.
I get that rule, and that rule is, I'm glad that's in place because it protects the middle infielders, but that the second baseman was charging to get the ball, and Colby was running to the bag. He didn't run into him. There's no chance Colby could have slid. So I'd be really surprised if they overturned this into a double play.
We'll see what the umpires decided,
Yeah.
and they're going to rule him safe. Common sense prevails there. Umpires for today's game, giving us an opportunity to introduce them, as Anthony Perez is the home plate umpire, and Kyle Hudson is out in the field. Toby Munz wants an extra word with Perez. And then that's the end of this argument. So the Batcats will have a runner on first. Schumacher reaches on a fielder's choice, and Brady Kreitzer, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Kreitzer nearly had some heroics yesterday in the ninth inning with 2 outs. This one roped down the first base side, but it's just foul. 2 outs, ninth inning. Batcats down by 1 run. He flew out to the warning track. What looked like it could have been the game-tying home run. Kreitzer did hit a home run in this series in Game 1, a 3-run shot. Came in as a pinch hitter for Alex Rogers. The ball's in a strike count. Maley will throw over to first, but Schumacher dives back in. I always say I do laugh at the amount that Cy Schumacher gets thrown over on. Cy's not a big stolen base threat. He's not the fastest catcher out there. And he gets thrown over, it seems, 2 or 3 times every time he's on the bases. Mm-hmm. That was down low. So we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kreitzer hitting .277. Been consistent for the Batcats. Had a couple of big hits. He drives in runs. 1-1 pitch. This one fouled off, 1-2. Batcats have kind of lacked consistency throughout the lineup, and Kreitzer's kind of been one of those guys that you've just been able to plug in. You know, he's going to give you a good at-bat and give you a chance. Makes a lot of solid contact. He's behind here, 1 ball and 2 strikes as Maley gets set at the belt. And this one fouled off by Kreitzer. It stays 1-2. Always dramatics every time the ball's fouled down the first baseline here because there's cars everywhere down that side, whether they're driving down 17th Street Terrace or the ones that are parked down on the side of the street. So everyone kind of holds their breath collectively when the ball's hit out that way. They'll throw over again on Schumacher.
Throw over to Cy.
One ball, 2 strikes. Maley set again. Long look at first. That one outside. They'll snap throw down. That's going to be a little closer, but Cy does get back in. So ready to go again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schumacher on first base gets his lead again. 3 throwovers on him in this at-bat alone. Here's the pitch, and this one hit over to shortstop, falling down to make the play as Cruz throws to second. Did he get him? Just barely. And there are 2 away. Another fielder's choice. Kreitzer gets on. But a good play there by Jesus Cruz over at short.
The left fielder, number 9, Dawson French.
So now it's Dawson French in this bottom of the order. He's starts this 7, 8, 9 crew, and all 3 of them have been struggling at the plate. It's French who's hitting 171, then Malone 179, then Amaro 188. French is the best RBI producer of that crew, though, with 10 RBIs. And here's the first pitch to French. That's in for a strike, 0-1. French does have one of the best attitudes you're going to find, though, on any team or in any clubhouse. Seems to always be smiling, good day or bad. Doesn't let a bad day bother him. He's a fresh mindset to every AB. Another throw over on Cy.
He's always got a joke to crack, too. He's the big jokester on the team.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. French, one of those guys that does talk trash to the other team, but it's in the most respectful way possible. He does talk smack, as everybody does. It's baseball, but what he says just has like a very, very joke-like feeling to it. Really not. There's no malice in it, it seems, as that's inside 1-2. Nuggets have Kreitzer on first. No score yet. Bottom of the second, 2 outs. 1-2 count on Dawson French. Long pause from Maley in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. 2 strikeouts now for Maley. Strands that runner on first base. And we're still at 0-0. Headed for the third after this break on the Bad Cats Media Network.
Right here in the center of the whole USA, on the bend of a river, in the heart of the Sunflower State. Great people, great places, great band. You've got a day, a weekend, or a lifetime to spend with so many things to offer, coming in and again. For great people, great places, great band. Great people, great places, great band.
We've all heard what they say about us. Flyover state, middle of nowhere, a bunch of country folk. Go ahead and fly on over. There's nothing going on. Nowhere to be. And yeah, we've got a lot of hard-working, entrepreneurial, best neighbor you could ask for farm families. We're proud of Kansas, and that's why we built our entire network for it. Next Tech Wireless, keeping Kansans connected.
We are scoreless into the third inning. Toby Muntz still talking with the home plate umpire about the decision that was made in the last half inning on what he thought should have been a double play because Colby Christian didn't slide into the bag at second on what was a very close play. Either way, that's water under the bridge as Hagen Rose is on the bump, and the first pitch he's
We've
gonna
all
give up
heard
is
what
gonna
they
be
say about
floated
us.
into left field for
Flyover
a
state,
base hit.
middle of nowhere, a bunch of country folk.
Going to second.
Going to
Go
second,
ahead and
and
fly
he's
on.
safe.
There's nothing going on. Nowhere to be.
I swear
And yeah,
Go away, Blue!
It's a close play. We talk all the time about plays here at Al Burns because the grass is long. Anything that gets floated into the grass out there is going to just stop, and that causes some problems. Guys trying to get extra bases, and they had a chance at that play at second, as that was Gavin Barada that gets a double for that. So that's the bottom of the order. Fabian Perez here at the plate against Hagen Rose. There's the pitch, check swing, and he did go around. Nothing, or 1 ball, 1 strike. My apologies. First hit of the game there for these Kingman Islanders. Rose looks back at second. Come home with the 1-1. That one away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah. Perez comes into this at bat 1 for 7 here in the series against the Bad Cats. Sloan hit drove in the only run for the Islanders in game 1 here at Al Burns, as this one Again, misses from Hagen Rose. 3 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 walk in the game so far. It's been in a lot of 3-ball counts falling behind to some of these Kingman hitters. And they will throw back to second and tagged down by Nathan Malone, but he's back in. Perez steps back in, 3-1 count the pitch. Kind of like stepped out there before that pitch even came in. It was in for a strike, 3-2. So the full count. Rose comes set at the belt from the stretch to pitch. Swing and a miss, and he gets one there. There's Perez out on strikes, and that will turn the lineup over for Jesus Cruz. 2 strikeouts so far through 2 1/3 innings of work for Hagen Rose. First pitch to Cruz. Gets away from Schumacher. Didn't know where the ball was. It was at his feet. And the count will be 1-0. Cruz grounded out to lead off this game for Kingman. Trying to drive in their first run here. 1-0 pitch. That's in for a strike, 1-1. Kind of typical for Cruz to at least see a strike before he starts swinging away. One to Cruz. Up and away. Rose ready again quickly. The 2-1 pitch. This one hit on the ground the other way, and that one gets into left field. That'll be a base hit. They will hold Barada at third, and that puts them on the corners for Gavin Jurovich.
Right fielder, number 2, Gavin Jurovich.
That one snuck right between Gautreaux and Amaral. They throw over on Cruz. He dives back in. Islanders looking to take the lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Rose looking for something on the ground. First pitch, Jurovich takes it outside. 1 ball and no strikes. When you play the Islanders, there's not a lot of pop in this lineup, but they can get to you with these singles, kind of death by 1,000 cuts. And that's in for a strike. Yeah. Even this count up at 1-1, this team doesn't slug really much. They just slug over 280 as a team. Comparison Batcats slug over 400 as a group as they throw over there again on Cruz. They only have 3 home runs this season as a team. In order to be successful, they had to either string hits together or find other ways on base via the walk of the hit by pitch. This one way outside. Good job from Side just to glove that one. Count 2-1. Ready to deal. 2-1. Cruz is off here. That was a breaking ball. Tough one to throw down on for Cy, and Cruz able to get to second base. So 2 in scoring position. That eliminates the double play threat. It's a 3-1 count. Walk would load the bases for Ezra Farmer, the 3-hole. And the 3-1. This one popped up at a foul ground. That will get out of play. And so it's a full count. Huge pitch coming here for Hagan in the early going. One out. They're on second and third. Here's a payoff pitch. And that one's on the outside corner. Strike three. Jurovich with the hop and the talk there with Anthony Perez. Very frustrated. And that one called strike three. The issue is, I mean, that's one of those. It didn't look like there was a lot of action on that pitch. It looked like it was a pretty straight heater. Not sure exactly what else you're looking for at the plate, especially 3-2. A position like that. That one down low, 1-0 to Ezra Farmer. A lot of umpires, they want to see you protect the plate a little bit, and if that one's off by just a little bit, still might punch you out. That was the case it seemed to be there. Farmer 0 for 1. Ground out right back to Hagan. First time through as this one sharply grounded to Rathan Malone. Makes the play. He's been great defensively all season. And Hagan Rose gets out of the jam completely unscathed. Strands 2 Islanders on in the top of the third inning as we head for the home half. Still scoreless in Great Bend.
This is Bodie Waller, first baseman, and you're watching Batcat Baseball on Batcat Media Network.
Rathan Malone will lead off, bottom of the third inning, 8-9-1 due up for the Batcats as they try to break this scoreless tie. Home half of the third. Only one hit for the Cats so far. Spencer Maley doing good with his variety of on-speed stuff. When you're 6'5", you can do things like that. Throw over to first, and they get Rathan Malone.
I think that gets over any other pitcher.
And with Rathan's speed, a good chance he beats that out for an infield hit, but unfortunately that's 6'5", big man on the mound. And also helps, in addition to that, that he's a lefty, so he really just had to put his glove up and make that play, not reach across his body. Like, if that's Hagan, no way he's going to be able to make that play. So now it's Dre Amaral. First pitch to Dre. That one comes in too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Amaral at 188 this season, so hasn't been a super successful one for Dre. He's had to deal with some injuries, missed 2 weeks with an arm injury. Trying to catch his stride again as he takes a strike there, 1-1. Did pick up a hit in his last start. Last game here at Al Burns, 1 for 2, 2 RBIs. 1-1 and fouled back. It counts 1-2. That one hops into the cemetery, and a group of children sprinting after it. Well, that almost feels disrespectful. I don't know. 1-2. And Morrow goes the other way with this one. Out towards the line. This is a fair ball as it gets away from Jurovic out in right field. Amaro with a double. First extra base hit of the game for the Cats. That brings up the top of the order, and Hunter Gautreaux. The Cats will take that from Dre. We talked about they're going to need production out of the bottom of the lineup if they want to win this game. There's your 9-hole hitter with the 2-bagger. Spencer Maley trying to organize with the middle infield who he wants to cover the bag, whether it's Wallachek or Cruz. And looks like it's going to be Cruz. And the first pitch, Gautreaux hits one to center field. Farmer on the run. He makes the catch in the gap. Trying to tag his Amaro. He will slide in head first. Almost overslid the bag. But he gets in there, 2 away, and the Bad Cats have that first run of the game at 90 feet away. Need something here out of Kyle Gates.
Kyle Gates!
Gates with a ground out to first. His first battle with Maley. Bad Cats didn't go with the lefty-heavy lineup against Maley, so Gates is one of only 2 joining Cy Schumacher. And here's the first pitch to Gates. And this one a swinging bunt, third base side. Going to be a tough play. Gates has good speed. Throw by Maley. Not in time. That's how you earn an RBI right there. Kyle Gates digging down to first base. Just got in there in front of the throw of Maley.
And it brings up the first baseman.
And the Bad Cats lead 1-0. So now Simon Laranaga steps in. Bad Cats now have the 1-0 edge. First pitch. He's taken for a strike here. Simon 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And we'll throw over here on Gates, who gets back in, and he is always ready to fly over at first base. Here comes the 0-1. Simon swings and misses. And that one moves it to 0-2. We'll take a quick moment here to have ourselves a look at the defensive look for these Islanders. Shelby Farmer, Jurovic in the outfield. Murata, Cruz, Wallachek, and Perez across the infield. That's Eric Fufulis doing the catching for Spencer Maley. It's ready for an 0-2 for Simon Laranaga. Here's the pitch. Struck out for the 4th straight time. And Simon just can't seem to get himself out of the weeds right now. As that retires, the side Bad Cats get the lead, though, on the swinging bunt from Kyle Gates. Drove home Dre Amaro. 1-0, Great Bend.
This is Alex Rogers. You're watching Batcat Baseball on the Batcat Media Network.
So into the fourth inning, and Roger Ward can stay with Hagen Rose. No reason not to. He's avoided any damage so far. Stranded 2 on the bases in the last inning. First pitch swing and miss from Hogan Shelby, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Thought he'd work more as an opener, but most openers don't go 4 innings. That one called a strike, 0-2. Rose worked as both the starter and relief pitcher at Temple, so he can do both. The longer you get out of him, the more options you have for tomorrow's game. As that one misses, 1-2.
If he can keep his pitch count down and work ahead early, I'm sure he can go 5, 6, 7, maybe even 7 innings.
So we're set for the 1-2, and Shelby puts it on the ground to the left side. This one gloved by Amaro. Tough throw, and he didn't get it in time. That was an impressive hop by Simon Larinaga over at first base to keep that one from floating way out of play. So an infield hit there for Hogan Shelby. The Islanders try and get that run back they gave up in the bottom half of the third. This brings up Brendan McBeth, the designated hitter. Now 0 for 5 in this series with 3 punch outs as this first pitch misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind blowing pretty much straight across here at Great Bend today. Mel Burns Memorial Field, the site of Game 3 of this series. Good contingency of trucks, cars, and SUVs out in left field. And this one is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It's not going to beat what we saw in Kingman yesterday, where someone brought a full-on boat and parked it in center field, and they had a group of people just hanging in the boat. The 2-0 comes in, and a little excuse-me swing that floats over Dre Amaro for a base hit. And McBeth now 1 for 6 in the series.
It's a good pitch. It's really unlucky.
Two on, none out. Good scoring opportunity here for Kingman. Eric Fufulitz, the catcher at the plate. We'll see if we see any small ball action. This is typically a bunt situation, but a lot of guys can't get bunts down. Fufulitz looks like he's swinging away here as the first pitch is low, 1-0. Fufulitz reached on an error by Gautreaux first time around. Gets with a 1-0 lead with Kingman threatening here in the top of the fourth inning. The 1-0 pitch, that one high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes. It's a tough break for Rose this inning. He really hasn't given up any hard contact. Shelby hit a ground ball into the right spot, and then a little check swing, base hit, knuckle sandwich to Brendan McBeth that he got a base hit out of. 2-0. Going down low, 3 balls, no strikes, and Rose on the verge of loading him up with nobody out. If Rose can fight his way back into this one behind 3-0. And they throw back, or think about throwing back at second. Diving back in was Shelby, though. Kingman rocking the bright orange and light blue jerseys. A great combo. This one's inside ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Will we see Roger Ward make an appearance out of the dugout? Yes. Bases loaded, none out. Ben Wallachek is due up. And the question is, who will be pitching to Wallachek? Will it be Hagen Rose or Brett Allen, who's warming up? It's one of those situations where things kind of spiraled away quickly. 2 hits and a walk this inning after smooth enough sailing for Rose. He had his moments, but he worked out of everything that he had seen so far. Doesn't look like Roger Ward going to take the baseball from him here. Gonna stay with Hagan with the bases loaded, none out, and Ben Wallachek at the plate. Situation where Rose just has to take it one batter at a time. Can't try and do too much on one pitch here. There's nobody out. Bases are loaded. Take it one step at a time.
Yep. First pitch strike is important.
And this one going to be chopped over to third. This could be a double play. They turn to get Schumacher and get one there. They throw to first. Not in time, though.
Really close play at first.
Batcats do a good job getting the runner at the plate, so the bases are still loaded, one out. Now they could possibly turn a double play the typical way on a ground ball. I think that's the third. Fufelis at second. Wallachek reaches on the fielder's choice, and this brings up Yavin Barada. He doubled in his first at-bat against Hagan. First pitch strike there, 0-1. It's the big first step. If Rose can get out of this, it really would be something. Get a lot of momentum going the Batcats' way. So 0-1. He gets another strike in there, 0-2. Gets under heavy pressure here with this 1-0 lead, and he can take a moment. Hagan Rose will step off. Get ready for delivery here. 0-2 the count, the pitch.
Let's get 0-2.
Try to get him to chase something. You have the luxury of being able to do that when you're way ahead in the count. And if you're making contact with that, you're going to beat it into the ground. Now the count's 1-2. Right at the plate, the pitch, and this one will be smoked towards the middle. Stopped by Raythan Malone. Flips it more on the first.
Oh my goodness! What a play!
The Cats explode out of the dugout. What a play by that middle infielder, Raythan Malone and Dre Amaral. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Hagan Rose gets out of it, no damage. 1-0 the score going to the bottom of the fourth here on the Batcats Media Network. How about that?
This is Batcats assistant coach Jonathan Mariani, and you're watching Batcats Baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
After that lunacy ending The top of the fourth inning, Batcats definitely fired up in the dugout. There's some questions about how the middle infield will work with the new combination of Wraith Malone and Dre Amaro working in second and short. And those questions have been answered after that beautiful double play. Colby Christian, first pitch to him, fouled it off his foot.
See if we can use that momentum on offense and get a couple runs here.
They talk about, hitting and those great pitching can really get a team going. How about some great defense? 0-1 to Colby, inside, 1-1. Colby single to right. The last time up. Gets lead at 1-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Yeah, that one not there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Spencer Maley pitched fairly well so far. 3 innings, giving up just the 1 run, and the RBI hit was about 2 feet in front of the plate. 2-1, and Colby hits this one to straightaway right field. Lining this one up is Jurovic, makes the catch. And there's 1 out. Base is empty for Cy Schumacher.
Number 26, Cy Schumacher.
Schumacher reached on a fielder's choice. His first at bat. First pitch to him. He gets across for a strike. Maley has done a good job working ahead. Just about everybody he's faced. He hasn't walked anybody to this point. Doing up 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. But this is where the Batcats have an opportunity to make some adjustments against Maley. They've seen him once, kind of been able to adjust his timing a little bit. 0-1. That one breaks too far outside for Maley, 1-1. Good lefty-lefty matchup here. Could be press playing really deep over at first, almost on the outfield grass. This one's going to be hit right up the middle. An ace hit for Cy. Schumacher gets good wood on that one. Batcats have a hit number 4 in this one.
The designated hitter, number 6.
Next up will be Brady Kreitzer, also reached on a fielder's choice his last time. So 1 on for the Batcats, bottom of the 4th inning. They lead 1-0. Big lefty Spencer Maley kicks and deals that one outside. And the count's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one outside Schumacher.
Another back pick.
Again gets back picked there, and he gets back in. Batcats averages a squad sits at 267. That is middle of the pack. In the Sunflower Collegiate League, there were times where they were hitting over 300, but some more recent slumps to some of their strongest hitters have kind of slowed them down a little bit. Swing and a miss there from Kreitzer, 2-1. But they do slug. That is the thing that's important for the Batcats. They managed to get extra base hits. Over 400. They really struggled with it at the beginning part of the season. It took them a bunch of games just to hit their first home run. Didn't do it until they were at Dodge City, which, if I'm correct, was 6 or 7 games into the season. Then the dam kind of broke for them after that.
I think we broke out when our first home game here at Al Burns. We had like 2 or 3 in that opening day.
This one grounded foul left side. They needed it. I think
Yeah.
they needed the friendlier conditions of Al Burns Memorial Field. The wall is only about 5 feet tall all the way around, except for right field, where it's much, much taller, around 12 feet in right field. And when you're playing out in Barton, taller wall, deep outfield. And it's 380 to center field here at Al Burns, but it's 400 at Barton. And then at the complex, it's a similar story, just so deep. Runner on the move here is Kreitzer swings and misses. The throw from Fufalitz was nowhere near the spot it needed to be. Ball gets into center field. Schumacher gets over to third base with a feet-first slide. Just as I say that Schumacher's not a guy that's going to be a threat to run in any way, shape, or form. He takes off there and steals second. I guess he was getting tired of getting thrown over on. I mean, and Fufalitz has shown he's got a good arm. He caught Alex Rogers twice yesterday.
Yeah, all the Barton guys that play with Alex told me that they've never seen him get thrown out twice in one game. So
Didn't even happen all spring.
Yeah.
He was 61 for 66 in stolen base attempts during the spring season.
So props to him.
Just did a good job. Combination of the pitcher and the catcher not getting huge jumps. This one fouled away by Dawson French as Kreitzer did strike out there on that swing and miss. French 0 for 1 with a strikeout of his own. Maley has 4 in this game. Runner on third for the Cats, trying to give themselves some insurance here. 0-1. Another strike to French. Just unfortunately for him, seems like he's always behind. It's just a recurring theme for him. He seems to be in a 1-2 and 0-2 count. He's always on defense in the batter's box. Ready to deal the 0-2. That one up too high. Couldn't get a chase from Frenchie, and it's 1-2. From the belt, here's Maley's 1-2 pitch. Outside and a little high, 2-2. So French has fought his way back into this count. Might get something he can drive. Base hit would move the Bad Cats up to a 2-0 lead. Here's the 2-2 pitch. French takes that one as well, and we have a full count from 0-2 to 3-2 for Dawson.
This would definitely be a big RBI. Give your pitcher a little bit more confidence up 2 runs compared to 1.
Three balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That one downstairs, ball 4. Maley got a hit 0-2 and then threw 4 straight balls. First walk surrendered by Spencer Maley, and that brings up Rathan Malone.
Brings up the second baseman, number 2, Rathan Malone.
Malone 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. Kind of a tough break for him. It was a high hopper that just couldn't get over Maley's glove, just too big of a frame on the bump. And they've got French picked off. They throw to second in time, but it was dropped by Jesus Cruz. Now coming to the plate is Schumacher. He scores. Some schoolyard stuff on the bases for the Bat Cats, and they lead 2-0.
Go!
That's tough. Spencer Maley had French picked off, but poor fielding hurts the Kingman Islanders as it has all series long. They have 6 errors in this series as a team. That's a strike, 0-1. Maley looks back at second. And here's the 0-1 to Malone. Inside, backed him up. And the count is 1-1 strike. Cats playing some old-fashioned baseball here today. Really having to work hard for their runs. They had an infield hit with a runner on third to get their first run. And then Dawson French steals second. Cy Schumacher came home on it on the throw down. 1-1, a swing and a miss from Malone, and it's 1-2. Played some great defense. French leads off a second. Malone at the plate behind 1-2. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Maley just can't seem to put away this last out of the bottom of the 4th inning. He had French 0-2. Couldn't get the strikeout, ended up walking him after 4 straight balls. And he's gone 2-2 to Malone. Here's a pitch from Maley. Swing and a miss on something at the bottom of the zone. Malone chased it, and Maley has his 5th strikeout of the game, but the Bad Cats grab their 2nd run with some good base running by Cy Schumacher and Dawson French. Well, French got bailed out by the drop throw, but we'll call it smart anyway because the Bad Cats scored on 2-zip. Top of the 5th up next.
Options. Everyone likes them, and at Office Products Incorporated, we offer options. Shop by phone or by having one of our OPI specialty salespeople call on you to help you find solutions. Shop online at OPIKAN.com to place your order directly or search for solutions, or come to one of our 4 store locations, Great Bend, Larned, Russell, and Hayes, to shop in person. OPI offers you these options for your shopping convenience. Which do you prefer?
Everything you need to power your business. OPI.
Hagen Rose going to keep going for the Mad Cats. Got out of a ridiculous bases loaded, no outs jam. With a ground out. They got the runner at the plate. And then one of the best double plays we've seen all season might be the highlight of the year for the Mad Cats defense. Fabian Perez leads off this inning with a ground ball to the right side. Simon Larinaga will handle this one on his own. Takes it to the bag, and there's 1 out. And Bad Cats have talked about it a lot every time it seems like we've had a pitcher up here. 4 player of the game has really talked about how much more confidence they have because they have such a strong defense behind them.
Yeah, this is, I know I've said this a couple times, but this is probably by far the best defense I've ever played with. Feels like every time it goes into play, you know someone's going to be there making a play. And obviously every now and then there's going to be an error too, but for the most part this defense has just been unreal.
Just put it this way, they've robbed a lot more bases than they've given away for free, I'll 100%. Tell you that. First pitch was way inside on the leadoff hitter, Jesus Cruz. Cruz 1 for 2 in this one. Ground out in the first and a single in the third, also has a stolen base. One ball, no strike pitch. That's outside, 2-0. Cats lead 2-zip. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Mark Bloor, Braden Tower on the call from Mad Cats Media Network. Final home game before the All-Star break for the Cats. That one in there for a strike, 2-1.
Next time the Mad Cats are here at Al Burns will be July the 7th.
Up against the Derby Twins as this one grounded to the left side. Gotro fields it, throws over to first, 2 away. So it's Gavin Jurovich coming in. Nobody on, and I think despite how enjoyable the dramatics are to watch, be a good time for a 1-2-3 inning for the Bad Cats.
Just got to run last inning. If we can get 1-2-3 and get back in the dugout, that'd be outstanding.
Now down low, 1-0. Jurovich with a walk and a strikeout. He was very upset about the strikeout call in the third inning. The runners on second and third with only one out. Got caught looking on a fastball. Then went outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Delivery from Hagan. That one's on the outside corner. So the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Ready in the pitch, and foul tip to Jurovich, and counts even up at 2-2. Hagan Rose still no earned runs for him, just 2 runs given up. He had 6 innings of work coming into this game. He's on the verge of 5 clean innings in his first start. 2-2 pitch. And this one knuckled over to third base.
He just dropped sidearm on that pitch. I haven't seen that from him before.
Delivery, a check swing. They wanted to see if he went. Will they appeal? They will, and they say no swing. Kyle Hudson didn't see enough. So ready for a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Rose deals it way inside, and that hits Jurovich on the hip. So the Islanders have a 2-out base runner. This brings up Ezra Farmer. Farmer batting from the left side. 2 groundouts for him in this one. Islanders still looking for their first run of the game. And slow off the blocks here. Ready in the pitch. That's in for a strike, 0-1. At this point, Kingman scored 99 runs, so they're still under century mark as a team. As the pitch comes in, 0-1, a swing and a miss there. That puts them at 4th worst in the league. They're not in some good company. The 3-1-6 high school team, 19 runs scored this season. And really a battle for them. Mulvane at 41, as this one is tattooed into right center field. Going back on it is Gates, but this one stays in the yard. And the catch is made to retire at the side. Matt Cats still lead 2-0. 5 scoreless innings of work for Hagen Rose, and it looks like his day is done after plenty of handshakes on his way into the dugout. And there was a lot of dramatics, but the 0 is what matters on the scoreboard, and Hagen pitched plenty of those. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-zip, Great Bend.
This is your catcher, Grant Farlander, and you're watching Batcats Baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
One has been a low-scoring battle here in Great Bend. It's 2-zip. Spencer Maley stays on the mound. 9-1-2 due up for Great Bend, starting with Dre Amaro. First pitch to him is down low, 1-0. Amaro with a double. That was in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Got the Batcats their first run across as he scored on Kyle Gates' infield hit. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Healthy cut.
Change locations for Maley. Dropped one down low, then that was the top of the zone. Just some action beginning in the Kingman bullpen. No one throwing yet, just some stretching going on as Maley did give up another run there in the 4th. He's given up runs in both the last 2 innings, but again, you can't hammer him for either of the runs because one came on an infield hit and the other one on a steal that should have been an out because he picked off Dawson French. This one fouled back, and that allowed Cy Schumacher, who was on 3rd when French tried to steal 2nd, to come home. So overall, when you look at it, he's pitched pretty well as a whole. 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 2 runs. All over the course of 4 innings. 2-2 to Armorall as this one is outside, 3-2. So Dre Amaro, full count on him. Here's the pitch from Maley. And this one hit well deep left center field. Farmer going back in the gap, and this is caught for out number 1.
It's a good swing.
And that one had some action on it.
Third baseman, number 16, Hunter.
So the lineup turns over. This will be the 3rd time through. Starts with Hunter Gautreaux. Gautreaux 0 for 2. And first pitch foul ball. There's 0-1. Maley ready. Yeah, the 0-1 pitch. Going to bunt Gotro. Pulls back. Yeah. And the count will be 1-1. Gotro, another guy, really light attitude in the dugout. You appreciate guys like that, regardless of result. Doesn't take himself too seriously. 1-1. And this one is a hit in the air. Right field, shallow. Wallachek out there makes the catch. 2 away. Kind of can't take yourself too seriously, particularly as a hitter. We talked about this before on the broadcast. It's a failure-based sport when you're in the box, so
Kyle Gates.
you have to be okay with understanding that if you fail 2/3 of the time, you're doing a great job.
That's the thing about this team, too, is there's a lot of people that are just here to have fun and win, and everyone's lighthearted, and everyone's just having a good time here. No one's taking things way too serious.
Kyle Gates steps in, first pitch to him away, 1-0. Kingman officially has action in the bullpen, right-hander throwing. 1 ball and no strikes to Gates at the plate. And this one on the ground to the right side is scooped up over there by Perez. There's no one covering a bag. And that's one of those that doesn't go in the scorebook bad defensive plays, because it goes a hit for Kyle Gates. He gets 2 infield hits in this game, but I mean, that was still ugly fielding.
That's the thing about Gates is his speed. If you don't field anything correctly, it's going to be a base hit most likely.
His speed just instills fear in the defense, and they feel like they have to make the play perfectly, and sometimes that pressure is all it takes. Simon Larranaga at the plate, 0-for-2 with 2 punch-outs. Good time to turn it around as this one's outside, 1-0. Struck out twice yesterday before being removed from the game, and now twice today. One-0 from Maley. This one smoked to third, diving stop at third by Barada. And that robs a hit from Simon, who still can't get off the schneid. And that ends the 5th inning. 2-0, Bad Cats still holding the edge.
This is infielder Colter Maldonado, and you're watching Batcats Baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
First pitch swinging bunt at the top of the 6th inning.
That might be a broken bat as well.
Hogan Shelby grounds out. So that brings up Brendan McBeth. Back catch of the pitching change as well. The sidearmer from Australia, Brett Allen, on the mound. Takes over for Hagen Rose. First pitch strike to McBeth. Final line in this one for Hagen. Through 5 scoreless innings of baseball. It was really something to behold. Gave up 4 hits. Ended up with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Also hit a batter. But all of it he was able to battle through. It was a heck of a job by Hagen. Swing and a miss there from McBeth. He strikes out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
There's no trouble at all there for Brett Allen, who will be representing the Bad Cats Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game on July the 5th. Down at Hobart Detter Field. Bad Cats had several arms and bats selected. Alex Rogers, Simon Larinaga, Riley Silva, all selected. Kyle Gates as well, as this one way inside. And look, Brett has had tendencies to hit guys inside. That's one of those situations where it happens. And then from pitching standpoint, been a lot of bullpen guys get selected. George Austin, Matt Nedved, Matt Howell, in addition to the man on the mound right now, Brett Allen. That brings up Wallachek. 1 on and 2 outs. First pitch. That's a strike in there. 0-1. A lot of these guys just have not seen sidearm action like they get from Brett Allen. There's not a lot of guys that throw it anymore. Nope. Especially not with the velocity that Brett's working with. 0-1 pitch. That's outside, 1-1. Wallachek, fielder's choice grounder, and then just grounded out. So he's 0 for 2 as they throw over to first base.
Pretty good move, too.
That's that right arm swing down as he gets the sign. And we'll get the 1-1 pitch. This one smoked to left field, base hit for Wallachek. 2 on, 2 out. Islanders still looking to get on the board. Runners on first and second for him against Brett Allen. Brought at the plate. First pitch swing and a miss, 0-1. Barada doubled in the 3rd, then hit into that ridiculous double play in the 4th. Hit it pretty hard towards the middle, but a lot of range for that middle infield between Rafe Malone and Dre Amaro. 0-1. That's strike 0-2. When it comes to those positions, it doesn't matter what you're hitting. If you can play that kind of defense, you'll find a way to get your name in the lineup. No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. This one sharply grounded to Simon Larinaga. Backhands it. He will beat Barada to the bag at first. Couple runners on for Brett Allen, his first inning relief, but like Hagen Rose before him, doesn't allow any damage. Bottom of the 6th, coming up next after the break on the Bad Cats Media Network.
This is left-handed pitcher, outfielder Matthew Howell, and you're watching the Bat Cats on Bat Cat Media Network.
Toby Munn's going to stick with Spencer Maley now into the bottom of the 6th inning.
Colby Christian!
Colby Christian leading off. Spencer hung in there in the bottom of the 5th, gave up an infield hit with 2 outs to Kyle Gates, but only had to see 4 batters come to the plate. 2-0 game. Hasn't gotten any support from his offense as this is fouled off of Colby Christian. Not the first time he's fouled one off his foot. And a single in the 2nd, fly out in the 4th. Colby steps back in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Colby, one of 4 Mad Cats this season with multiple home runs. Came in the same game against Mulvane. But that was without the mullet, so he's still waiting for one with the new hairstyle 0-2 pitch. He hits this one the other way pretty well, but this one's going to find the glove of Jurovic. 1 away. Things went haywire in the Mad Cats clubhouse for a while. I didn't know what I was going to see every day that I walked in. Nathan Malone started it with having cornrows, and then Kyle Gates, Colby Christian, and Dash Alvis all got new hairstyles.
Went on that little losing skid and decided to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, Gotro shaved all his facial hair. And Brett Allen doesn't wash his pants when the team's on a winning streak. Cy Schumacher at the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. That's down low. One of those that I just mentioned has been reversed. That would be Rathan Malone. He said he had enough of the cornrows, got too itchy for him, which I certainly can imagine. One and 0 count. And Schumacher lifts one to right field, charging in Jurovic, and that drops base hit. Schumacher 2 for 3 in this one. Good game for the Cats catcher.
One on for the designated hitter.
And this brings up Brady Kreitzer.
Brady Kreitzer!
Kreitzer 0 for 2, a fielder's choice of the strikeout. Here's the first pitch. That one in a strike, 0-1. Been a good one so far here in Great Bend. 2-0 score. Mad Cats found ways to manufacture a couple of runs against Spencer Maley, and combination of Hagen Rose and Brett Allen has kept the Islanders off the scoreboard. That one away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun starting to go down here at Al Burns Memorial Field. Good baseball sky, pretty clear. Few clouds back behind the field, but for the most part, looks like it'll be a good one. Pretty comfortable temperature for everybody. 1-1, fouled away, and it's 1-2. Again, group of
more
children
kids
just
than last
running
time.
over. There's like 8 running. I mean, you just don't necessarily picture 8. I mean, it's hard to picture 8 kids running into a graveyard for baseballs, but that's what I'm looking at right now. They throw over to first base. Schumacher back in.
Let's just hope they're looking for cars.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, that's why. You know how when runners are on first and they try the pickoff move and the coaches never nail them back? That's pretty much the same way. It's car. 1-2 pitch, up and away, and the count 2-2 to Kreitzer. Kreitzer has a hit in each game he's played in this series. 3-run home run as a pinch hitter in game 1, and then in game 2, RBI single in that one. Schumacher off again. Here's a throw down to second, and he is out. Schumacher got excited after he stole a base in the 4th, tried to do it again. This time, reality caught up to him. Man, this guy's got the dirtiest uniform in the building today.
There's no way that's washing out.
Just all over the front of his jersey. And, I mean, put it this way, there's more dirt that you can see than white on his pants. Swinging a miss from Kreitzer. He goes down for the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Nothing to do it for the Bad Cats. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll go to the 7th, 2-0.
This is infielder Brady Kreitzer. You're watching Batcats Baseball on Batcats Media Network.
Back here in Great Bend, Mark Buller, Braden Tower. Pleasure to have you with us. As the Bad Cats and the Islanders in a close one here, 2-0. Brett Allen on the mound here. Second inning of relief for him. That one in there. Now 0-2 to Fabian Perez. 9-1-2 due up for Kingman this inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way inside. 1-2. And this is what you're going to get with Brett Allen. It's a little bit inconsistent at times. He will go from missing the plate by a foot to painting the corner.
He's been throwing strikes for the most part, other than that one hit by pitch. So looks like for the most part he's locked in today. It's been hard locating that slider, but I'm sure he'll figure that out.
Going outside 2-2. Still has under double-digit appearances as a sidearm pitcher, so he's still trying to figure everything out. 2-2 coming. That one misses outside 3-2. Two really close to the corner there. And here's Hunter Gautreau over at third base. Palms towards the sky. Schumacher wanted to throw down there. Payoff pitch on the ground to the right side. Trotting over there is Malone. Took a weird hop on him, but he still made the play. One away. And that's the part that makes Rathan Malone such an effective fielder over at second or short or wherever he may be. He puts himself in a position where he can still deal with a bad hop. It's all about the positioning from where he comes to approach the ball, where he's charging from. And squaring a bunt here. Cruz going to try and drag one. Schumacher fields, throws to first, and just in time. Simon Larinaga kept his foot on the bag. A little bit of an errant throw from Cy. Perks of having a tall first baseman right there. And that brings Gavin Jurovich.
Ozzy's got another 2 quick outs. He's been working fast.
Things have been going his way so far. Jurovich 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a hit by pitch. First one's in there, 0-1. Allen likes to work very quickly. He's waiting for you more often than not. And missed outside and low, 1-1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. As I mentioned, an all-star this season. Pretty strong numbers for him overall, as this one can't find the zone either. 2-1. He's got an ERA of 2 exactly. This is his 6th appearance for the Cats. He has 2 saves, 9 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts to 3 walks. Here's the 2-1.
Oh.
And that one drops right in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Allen looking for a 1-2-3 top of the 7th. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Jurovich, and this one popped up, and this will get into foul territory, out of play. So we're set again for a 2-2. And the pitch. No, he missed high.
Just missed.
What?
And the count is full. Quickly ready for the 3-2 pitch. That one is away and a walk. Jurovich reaches his 3rd time on base. And that will allow Ezra Farmer to hit this inning. Islanders still held off the score sheet. They've left 8 guys on base to this point. And that's kind of the issue when you don't hit for a ton of power. You have a tendency to leave guys on if you're getting a lot of singles. You need to string them together, and they haven't been able to string enough together. They've had a couple guys on a couple innings, had the bases loaded in 1 inning, and shot themselves out of that inning. This one's outside, 1-1. At 1 ball and 1 strike. Farmer 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a fly out. And there's a throw over to first, and Jurovich gets back in. So ready to go again, 1-1 count for Brett Allen. Right-hander against the lefty. This one fouled away, 1-2. So Brett Allen, strike away from getting out of it. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That one drops right off the table.
Yeah, comes off screaming.
Can't put it any better than that. 2 strikeouts for Allen. And the Bad Cats still holding the lead by a pair as it's time to stretch at Great Bend.
This is Bat Cats outfielder Dawson French. You're watching Bat Cats Baseball on the Bat Cats Media Network.
Bearcats looking for some insurance for the bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 2-0. And Dawson French will lead off for the Cats. Spencer Maley still working. 6 2-run innings for him so far. That's a quality start, but this hasn't gotten any offensive support in this one. One-0 pitch. Going inside. So the count 2-0. French, a strikeout and a walk. Did most of the damage in this one, though, with his legs by, we'll call it intentionally getting picked off and then getting into second base somehow as Jesus Cruz dropped the ball. And Cy Schumacher was on third, bolted to the plate and scored the Bearcats' second run. So that's giving them a little bit more to work with, less stress for Brett Allen. 2-0. That one in for a strike as it's 2-1. Sometimes there are those ugly games where you have to manufacture runs the old way, and the Bearcats have certainly had to do that in this one. French awaits a 2-1 pitch and watches it in for a strike. Set for the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and French is out on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Maley to just 1 walk.
Number 2.
Nathan Malone comes up to the plate. First pitch coming from Maley is a swing and a miss.
How about you, Big 2?
That's nothing in 1 to Malone, who's 0 for 2. His biggest contributions have been defensively in this one. 0-1 on the ground to the right side. Walla check up with it, throws first, and there are 2 down. Quick 2 outs for Maley, and that brings up Dre Amaral.
Dre Amaral!
Amaral has 1 hit in this one. It was a double back in the 3rd inning. Now he takes a breath, and the pitch. And Amaral late on that one, 0-1. Been a good pitcher's battle in this one. Not necessarily something you would expect. Bearcats kind of going with more of a guy that hadn't started a lot in Hagen Rose, but he pitched well. And then Maley has an 8 ERA this season, but he's pitched phenomenally. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch from Maley up high, 2-1. This series with the Kingman Islanders concludes tomorrow down at George Arnsdorf Memorial Field in Kingman. It's a 3 o'clock start against the Kingman Islanders. The Bearcats' last game before the All-Star break, as this is inside 3-1. They will be off on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Start a series with Derby after that, then Cheney, and then Wichita will be the last regular season series of the year. 3-1 pitch, and this one popped foul by Amaral. Down the right side and gets out of play. So it'll be a full count. Maley trying to make it 7 strong innings of work. Here's his pitch. And that one down low. And Amaro walks. That brings up the top of the order for the Bad Cats. Gotro's 0 for 3 in his Bad Cat debut as a leadoff guy. He's set and ready for action. Runner on first. And we'll throw over to Cheka. And Amaro dives back in. Every team has to be very aware of pretty much every Bad Cat that steps on the bases. 72 stolen bases for the Bad Cats is 29 more than the next most in the Sunflower Collegiate League, that being the Diamond Dogs with 43.
It's a lot of stolen bases.
And that was just coming into this game, so that doesn't include Cy Schumacher and Dawson French's stolen bases today. They throw over again, and again, Amaro gets back. Ready? Here's the 1-0. Fouled back by Gotro. Only one other game as of now that we know of going on in the Sunflower Collegiate League. And Newton was supposed to play doubleheader with 3-1-6 today, but doesn't look like that one is underway. It has been rainy here in central Kansas. Derby's supposed to be playing Mulvane, but neither of those have been entered at this point as Gotro flares one foul. One game that we do know is going on, though, is Hayesville-Hutch down at Hobart-Detter Field. Hayesville, 4-2 lead in the top of the ninth inning. Something to keep your eye on there. Hutch won the first two games of that series, but it'll be big for the Cats if they can get some help from afar. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maley delivers to Gotro. Runner on the move. Throw down by Fufalis. Not in time. Amaro does get that stolen base. Still for Maley, though, focus on the man at the plate. Got to get Gotro to get out of the inning. That Cats now a base hit could give them some more padding. Here's the 2-2. One fouled off. Gotro not going down without a fight. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0 lead that he could increase if he gets himself a hit here. And Amaro on the move again. Throw down to third by Fufalis, and now Amaro stolen third. Gutsy all around by Dre Amaro there. Steal second and then third with 2 outs. Now a 3-2 count on Gotro. Here's the payoff pitch. And again, Gotro fouls it away. A good battle going on there between the ball boys for the Bad Cats to try and come up with that one. Had some good battles. Hayesville's was also a war. That was a civil war there, both of them ball boys for the Bad Cats. 3-2, and Gotro lifts one to left.
down.
And this one is caught out in left
No,
field.
it's down for base hit.
No, base hit. It did drop.
Yeah.
Dropped for Gotro. And Amaro comes across to make it a 3-0 game. Gotro went to war in there, and it pays off for him.
That's going to bring up center fielder number 17, Kyle Gates.
So Gates up 2 for 3. But it looks like we're going to see a pitching change before that. Spencer Maley battled, worked hard, 6 2/3 innings. He'll be relieved here with a runner on first and his team down by 3 runs. And they didn't get any help from his offense in this one, I'll tell you that. So we'll step aside while the new reliever comes up. We'll have all about it when we come back. Jace Russell, the new reliever for Kingman, comes in with a runner on first base and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Spencer Maley still responsible for the runner on first. Hunter Gotro drove in Dre Amaro with a flare single to left. Russell has appeared in 2 games as a relief pitcher, and he has given up 3 earned runs in an inning and a third, 1 strikeout, 3 walks. Had a bad performance on the 26th against the Slugging Rebels where he went a third of an inning, took the loss and gave up 3 runs, included 3 walks, didn't give up a single hit in that game, and then bounced back 2 days later against Newton with a scoreless inning of relief. But there was not much pressure in that one. It was a 15-7 loss. No balls and 1 strike count. Gotro on the move as it got to the backstop, so an easy stolen base for Hunter. And now Gates has an opportunity to increase the Batcats' lead further. Russell is set. 1-1 count on Kyle Gates. And that one down low. 2 balls and a strike. Gates certainly happy to be done with the lefty. One more time to see the ball for him here with Jace Russell on the mound. And the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Kyle Gates. Challenged him with a heater. Count evens up at 2-2. Gates with an RBI, hasn't hit the ball out of the infield today. Still manages to have 2 hits. Gotro dancing off second of the pitch. Outside to Gates, 3-2. Payoff pitch going to be coming to Kyle. And delivery. This one bounced towards the middle. Plays made behind the bag by Cruz. Throws to first, and that's in time to get Kyle and retire the side. Ace Russell does his job. Gets the out he needs. 3-0 game as we go to the 8th here on the Bad Cats Media Network.
In today's world full of change, it's nice to come across the simple things like consistency, reliability. And when it comes to the comfort in your home, one thing you won't have to worry about is the reliability of a Lennox furnace and air conditioner. Steeder Contractors has been your Lennox dealer in Central Kansas for over 37 years. We've beefed up our inventory and are prepared to deliver the same quality Steeder service that you've come to expect. When you need a high-efficiency heating and air system, rely on Steeder Contractors in Great Bend for service you can depend on, prices you can trust.
Hi, this is Roger Ward, head coach of the Great Bend Batcats. I hope you're enjoying the free broadcast of tonight's game. Please consider donating to our interns who make this possible for the organization. Our donation link can be found in the chat at this time as well as in the video description. Enjoy the rest of the game and go Batcats.
Back here on the Bad Cats Media Network, we're in the top of the 8th inning. Bad Cats up to a 3-0 lead. 1-0. And this one, a hard grounder over to first base. Larinaga with a big scoop over there. Makes the play, and that retires the leadoff man, Hogan Shelby.
It's a lot harder play than what it looks like. That was a good play.
Makes it look so routine, though. Just one swing of his glove able to make that play. So now it's Brennan Macbeth. The first pitch to him's high, 1-0. Macbeth 2 strikeouts and a single as he swings at this and fouls it away, 1-1. Kingman's managed 5 hits in this game, but they left 9 on base. Here's the 1-1. And that one couldn't find the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Mad Cats, on the other hand, 3 runs on 7 hits. They've only left 5 on in this one. There's the 2-1. That's a strike, 2-2. Allen hasn't run into much trouble at all. He did have 2 on in the 6th inning after a hit by pitch and then a hit as this one lifted high and deep to left field by Macbeth, and this one is foul. It had home run distance, though. Two balls, 2 strikes to Macbeth. Pitch from Allen. Couldn't front door him there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One of everything for Allen, for these guys reaching base. 1 hit allowed, 1 hit by pitch, and he had 1 walk, and now make that 2 after that one wildly misses to Macbeth. And this brings up Eric Fufalis. As we see looks like a pinch runner. Possibly. Either way, one out. And a runner on first. Saw Toby Muntz talking with the umpire. Not sure if he was making a change or if that was just a conversation. So Fufalis at the plate. Reached all 3 times in this one. First pitch and first strike. Fufalis reached once on an error, once on a walk, once on a hit by pitch they throw over. And yes, we do have a pinch runner into the game.
16,
Derek Johnson, the pitcher, winning pitcher from yesterday's game, is the pinch runner. He's the 0-1 swing and a miss. And Fufalis behind 0-2. Now looking for the strikeout here. Oh, and 2 count. Also takes something on the ground. And this one gets to the backstop, and Johnson immediately explodes to second base. Kingman looking to crack the score sheet in this one. Down 3-0. One ball, 2 strike count. And the pitch. Going upstairs, 2-2. Release point not quite there for Brett Allen.
Here you go, 3s.
Certainly be an issue when you're working from a new arm slot, even as comfortable as it feels. And as natural as he says that it feels, you can still be working the kinks out. 2-2. That's too far outside the full count. Walk would bring the tying run to the plate. You've been Wallachek next to hit. Here's the payoff pitch. And this one ripped foul to the left field. So we'll do it again, 3-2. Kingman trying to not leave all of it to the 9th inning. So it'll be another 3-2.
Oh,
Check
pitch.
swing, and it's not there. They wanted an appeal. Roger Ward was hoping they'd appeal it to field umpire Kyle Hudson, but Anthony Perez didn't want to, and now Roger Ward will come out to the mound with runners on first and second, 1 out. And Ben Wallachek due up. Back-to-back walks issued by Allen. He now has 3 total given up. Could be Kingman's best opportunity to get back into this game. They're certainly only within it's only 3-run game, so they're within striking distance, but you don't want to have to try and get 3 runs in the 9th inning. Umpire going to break up this meeting. So this brings up Ben Wallachek, and runners are on first and second, only one out. Kingman down by 3. Wallachek has 1 hit and 3 at bats. And the first pitch to him is way outside, 1-0. Now he's got to find his way back into the zone. The movement's there, but the location is not. 1-0 comes in. He does get one across there, a strike. Allen ready. Looks back at second, and here's the pitch. Way outside, a good stop by Schumacher. That could have been trouble, and it's 2-1. You have to be aware as a catcher when Brett Allen is pitching, because that can get away from him really quick, and if you don't read it immediately, it's going to the backstop. It's 2-1. Tying run at the plate here for Kingman. And the pitch. That one again away, and this one does get away from Schumacher. It was kind of a late run down there to second by Fufalis, but he does get in. And it's second and third. Johnson to third. Fufalis to second. 3-1 count. Wallachek at the plate. This one fouled away. It's a full count. Big pitch coming here. Here's a 3-2. And it's way inside. That one hit Ben Wallachek, and that loads the bases. Roger Ward looking down to the bullpen. I don't think anyone's ready. So Gavin Barada comes up. Tying run on first base, 1 out. But looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter. It looks like 30 coming in, so we'll get. That is the first pitch coming in. Ripped down the right field line. That's a base hit now towards the corner. 1 run is in. Johnson's across. Fufalis is right behind him. They're going to hold Wallachek at third, and it's a 3-2 game. A 2 RBI double. And now there's trouble all the way around. And tying run only 90 feet away for Kingman. And we'll have another pinch hitter. The first pinch hitter was Gavin Barada. My apologies, Barada did have that swing. It looked like they had a pinch hitter coming in, but it was because of this, and that pinch hitter is Bradley Neal. So Barada with a huge 2 RBI double. It's his second double of the game. First pitch to Neal is in for a strike. And this one in for a strike, 0-2. Infield is in at the corners for the Bad Cats, or actually more just like Simon Larinaga at first. Here's the 0-2. That's inside on Neal, 1-2. He's looking for anything in play. That would tie the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And this one hit right back, barehanded by Allen. He looks over to first. They flip it over to Larinaga, try to come over and score, and they will. Wallachek scores. Now coming behind him is Barada. and he's going to score. No one was covering the plate, and it's 4-3 Kingman. Are you kidding me? Nobody knows what's going on.
Sounds like.
And they're
Simon
looking
came
at it.
off
Looks
the
like they're
bat.
saying that the pinch hitter, Neal, was safe. And they didn't get a single out on that play. I don't know what could have been seen on that play unless they thought that Larinaga left the bag early to make the throw to the plate. But either way, 2 runs score. Toby Munn's being aggressive at third. He wanted to try and score a run to second. We saw the flip from Brett Allen. They sent home Ben Wallachek, and he scored. There was a poor throw. They say it's one of the harder throws to make from first to home for whatever reason, because they're going on the wrong side of the bag, wrong side of the plate, so it's hard to get a tag down. And they ended up pushing it, and Wallachek scored. It got past Cy Schumacher, so Barada scored as well. And somehow, some way, Kingman has taken the lead here in the top of the 8th inning. And it looks like Brett Allen is going to be removed from this ball game, and he is. The Kingman Islanders have the lead here in Great Bend 4-3 on some of the wildest plays we've seen here all season. And George Austin going to be tapped out of the bullpen to try and keep it a 1-run game. As he warms up, we'll take a break here on the Bad Cats Media Network.
This is left-handed pitcher Matt Nedved, and you're watching Batcat Baseball on the Batcat Media Network.
Welcome back to Bad Cats Baseball here on the Bad Cats Media Network. And holy smokes, has this game turned around. Kingman with 4 runs this inning on 1 hit. That's a tough break. 2 errors on that last play. George Austin comes into the game just trying to get out of this mess with Jesus Cruz taking a first pitch ball down low. 1-0. Cruz 1 for 4 in the game. Trying to give Kingman some insurance here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one way inside, almost hit Cruz on the foot. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Austin pitched in the game yesterday. Ended up hitting Ben Wallachek that allowed what would be the winning run to score. Didn't get the loss, though. That went to Matt Nedved. That one's in a strike. And the count's 2-1. George still hasn't allowed any of his own runs to score. He did give up an inherited run yesterday, but 11 1/3 innings of work, 2-0 record, 13 strikeouts to 4 walks. Comes home with the 2-1 pitch, and Cruz takes it inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Austin looks back at second, and here's the pitch. And that one drops in a strike, 3-2, good breaking ball. Mark McClure, Braden Tower on the call here for the Bad Cats Media Network. Thank you for joining us. Bad Cats had a 3-0 lead, but it has fallen apart here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. This one fouled down the third base side. Toby Munns makes a nice play. First year this Kingman Islanders team has been in Kingman after 2 seasons in Cheney as the Sunflower Seeds. Toby's really given them their own identity. New uniforms. Rocking the orange and light blue today. Coaches in just the light blue. Is this one in there? Strike 3 called. That's a beauty from George Austin. Kind of settles things down a little bit. And this will bring up Gavin Jurovich. Jurovich 1 walk, or 2 walks, my apologies, and a hit by pitch in this game. Austin ready. Here's the first pitch to him. And this one hit out towards left center field. Nobody's catching that ball as it drops. They're going to wave around Neal. He scores, and an RBI single makes it 5-3 Kingman. Gavin Jurovich gets his hit. He'd been waiting for one today. He's reached 4 times now, and that brings up the 9th Islander this inning, Ezra Farmer. That run there, charge to Allen, as this is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Bad Cats now trailing 5-3. There's a runner on the move here. Got a good jump. Schumacher's just going to have to eat that one. Last pitch missed, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. And Farmer hits one right center field. That's going to drop again. Another base hit. Jurovich going to come around, throw to the plate, and they got him at the plate. Great throw by Colby Christian. Keeps another run from scoring. But Kingman scores 5 in the inning to take a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th here on the Bad Cats Media Network.
This is pitcher David Stewart. You're watching Bat Cats Media Network, home of the Great Bend Bat Cats.
Jace Russell all of a sudden has the lead to work with. 5-3 game. Bad Cats do have the middle of the order up. Simon Larinaga, Colby Christian, Cy Schumacher do up at the bottom of the 8th inning. Got to try and find some way, especially early in the inning, to get some life and energy back into the dugout, because that last inning was a really deflating one.
If Simon can get on here, that'd be big. We need to start this inning early, get some momentum going, see if we can get a big hit, get some runs in.
So, first pitch was in for a strike from Jace Russell. And he hits, hey, you take what you can get. That's going to hurt. That'll leave a bruise. But guess what? The Bad Cats need a base runner. Hit by pitch puts a runner on first base.
So we're going to have a pinch runner, too.
And I'm not surprised by that. It looks like Riley Silva is going to pinch run for Simon Larinaga. Silva over on first base, has good speed if Roger Ward wants to put somebody in motion. Colby Christian at the plate. Christian 1 for 3. First pitch to Colby Christian, that one down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Christian's hit the ball hard for the most part, though. Single to right and then 2 flyouts to right, so he's gone the other way all 3 times he's made contact. One-0, down low, and trying to get to second is Silva. Fufalis' throw. It gets into center field, and Silva takes off, trying to get to third. Gets in there head first. The first error of the game on the Kingman Islanders. The Kingman Islanders going to see a visit for the pitching coach. It's Mike Mandarino, my apologies, out there to talk with Jace Russell. Runners, just 1 runner on third. As Coach Mandarino makes his way back to the dugout. That Cat's looking to at least get one of those runs back. So Colby Christian at the plate. The count is 2-0. So we're ready for action to resume here. 2-0 count. And the pitch, this one on the ground, over to shortstop. Cruz fields, still throw to first. Christian retired, but Riley Silva comes across to score. Now a 5-4 game. This will bring up Cy Schumacher.
26, Cy Schumacher.
Schumacher has 2 hits already.
Be the guy, Cy.
Russell set. Here's his first pitch to Schumacher, and that's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. These are the games if you're the Bad Cats and you're thinking, want to have a chance at the division title, you just really need to come back and win. You got to show some real character here. The 1-0. That one misses the Schumacher. 2-0.
Ty's a smart hitter here. He's probably going to be patient, see if he can't get a fastball down the middle.
Trying to make Russell throw strikes. Don't want to give him any free ones. Here's the 2-0, and Schumacher hits one foul. Either hit his foot or the plate, and it'll be 2-1. Russell grabs the rosin bag as he comes back to the slab. Schumacher steps back in with a 2-1 count. Team trailing by 1, trying to get on the bases any way he can. Here's the pitch from Russell, and this one a high chopper to the right side, fielded by Perez. The throw is just in time. Two outs in the inning.
Pitch hitting for the Batcats is number 7.
And this will bring up for his Batcat debut this season, number 7, Zane Spin. He'll come in for Brady Kreitzer as the designated hitter. Tough spot to make your debut in. Hadn't played baseball in about a month since the end of his season with Temple. It was his second season. And now we'll be moving on to Sam Houston State. First pitch will take high. 1-0. He's a big shortstop, kind of bucks the trend of most shortstops that are small, agile guys. He's 6'4", 195. Pitch. Swing and miss from Spin, 1-1. Spin is the all-time record holder for the Batcats for doubles in a season. He had 20 last season. He's a good gap-to-gap player. Doesn't hit a ton of home runs, but finds a way to hit the ball where the outfielders are not. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Spin gets something he can hit here. 2-1. Spin hits it in the air to center. Right at Farmer. He camps under it, makes the catch, and that is out number 3. Batcats get a run on the RBI ground out from Colby Christian, but they still find themselves trailing by a run going into the final frame here at Al Burns Memorial Field. Stay where you are.
This is outfielder Colby Christian for the Batcats. You're watching Batcats Baseball on the Batcats Media Network.
George Austin back to the mound, just trying to keep it a one-run game, make it as easy as possible for the Bad Cats. Try and come back at the bottom of the ninth. First pitch misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Hogan Shelby leading off this inning. He led off the top of the 8th with a ground out, so he was not part of the big rally. George ready with the 1-0. Swing and a miss from Shelby, 1-1. Bad Cats led pretty much this entire game until the top of the 8th inning. 7 innings for the most part in the lead. They took the lead in the 3rd and had the lead all the way through the 7th. And 5 spot put up by Kingman in the 8th. Bad Cats hurt themselves with a couple of errors. Got 1 back in the bottom of the 8th, but they still find themselves behind a run. Here is the 1-2. That one down low, and the count evens at 2-2. There is a right-hander warming in the Kingman bullpen. We'll likely bring in a closer for this one. Ready for the 2-2 pitch, and Shelby fouls this one away. Ready for the 2-2. Ooh, fouled away. Get off one of the supports for the nets right behind the plate. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch from Austin, way inside, and that's going to hit Hogan Shelby. The leadoff man on. Struggles continuing for George Austin from a control standpoint. Is that one his second hit batter in as many games? It looks like the Islanders are killing the DH, so Jace Russell will hit for himself here. See what he tries to do in this one. Jace Russell is a 143 hitter. So he is 3 for 21. He has hit twice in this series, and he's 0 for 5. He's hit in 2 games, I should say, and is 0 for 5. Now Roger Ward is out talking to Anthony Perez. I don't think he likes what's going on here. George Austin staying warm, throwing around with Hunter Gautreaux. They're trying to get a rules clarification here on when you're allowed to hit your pitcher. And what the whole deal is here. Both umpires, as well as Toby Munz and Roger Ward, are talking about the way that this is going down. And Roger Ward is done with this conversation. Toby Munz continuing to talk with the umpires about what the switches he's trying to make. Jace Russell was the pitcher, and they are having him hit in the DH spot. And it doesn't look like Russell's going to be allowed to hit here. So will there be somebody else? Because Macbeth got pinch run for by Derek Johnson. And he was in the DH spot, and then they were trying to bring in Russell to hit for himself as the pitcher, but instead Derek Johnson is going to have to drag himself out of the dugout to hit here. He has hit this season. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Johnson is a right-handed hitter, no batting gloves. And this is always a tough situation for a pitcher. They have to come in and swing the bat. We'll see how aggressively he does so. He's just going to try and bunt. The first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Batcats had this situation last season where they kind of ran out of guys towards the end of the year, and Matt Nedved had to DH. Jarrett Seaton had to hit for himself at one point. He actually ended up getting a hit and swinging bunt that he beat out, and then Zach Thornton had to swing it as well. Again, Johnson does get this bunt down, trickling right down in fair territory. They throw to first, and he throws it away. Are you kidding me again? The Batcats shooting themselves in the foot as Shelby gets to third base. The Islander dugout losing their minds as Derek Johnson reaches. What a bunt. That's an error on George Austin. And a quick hook for him here. Batcats will go again to the pen. Runners on the corners, nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. Sloppy baseball here in Great Bend. So Matt Howell comes into the game here for the Batcats in the top of the 9th inning. Back here from Al Burns Memorial Field where Kingman leads 5-4, but they are very close to adding to that lead. There's nobody out, and Eric Fufulis at the plate after Derek Johnson, a pitcher, lays down a beautiful bunt that just stayed fair along the first baseline. George Austin rushed to throw, went over the first baseman's head. Bodie Waller, who's into the game defensively after Simon Larranaga was lifted for a pinch runner. Again, they're going to try the squeeze bunt, or at least it looked like they might. Fufulis missed, but they just allowed Derek Johnson to steal second base. So he's on second base. That eliminates the double play, but they're pretty much ceding that at this point with the infield up anyway, as Howell has an 0-1 count. The pitch. That's up high, and it's now 1-1. Howell, another all-star arm for the Batcats this season. Another one of their back end of the bullpen guys, and ever since they've moved him from the starting row to the bullpen, he's been really just dominant. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. He's got an ERA at 2.11. 5 appearances, 2 of which were starts, 17 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts to 11 walks. Last appearance was on the 29th against Hutch. Gave up 1 run and 1 hit in 4 innings. Ready for the 1-2. That one's up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hagen Rose started this game for the Mad Cats, went 5 innings. Then Brett Allen came in with a 3-0 lead. He had a 3-0 lead by the time he came out of the game, and then ended up losing it in the 8th inning. Giving up 5 runs. Overall for him went 2 1/3 innings, and then George Austin came in. He managed 2/3 of an inning. Now it's Matt Howell time. This is fouled back. Full count. All 5 of Kingman's runs as of now are on Brett Allen's line. So it'll be a 3-2. Foul tipped again. Fufulis stays alive. Fufulis has reached 4 times in this game. Once on an error, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. So ready for another 3-2 pitch from Howell. And he'll step off. Time for another 3-2. And this one hit foul down the left field line. Good contact made there by Fufulis. That one's out of play. Hogan Shelby was hit by a pitch to lead off this inning. He's over at third base. Derek Johnson laid down a bunt, reached on an error by George Austin, who was the pitcher at the time. He's over on second after he stole second. There's more defensive indifference. 3-2. Up high, ball 4, and they're loaded. So now it's Ben Wallachek. Wallachek comes in. He's 1 for 3. Lone hit coming in the 6th inning. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Later came around to score. Cats keep the infield in. Here's the pitch from Howell. And that one inside for a strike. Wallachek tried to sell it with the dive out of the way at the last second, but it was still called a strike. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Wallachek, nothing at 2. Now throwing the gas, trying to get the first out of this inning for the Bad Cats. And the pitch. Wallachek fouls it away. Sharp grounder. Almost went into the Kingman dugout. Hogan Shelby at third. Eric Johnson at second. Eric Fufulis at first. 0-2 count to Ben Wallachek. Here's the pitch. And Wallachek drives one out to left field. It'll be caught by Dawson French, trying to tag from third. No, he dropped the ball. Shelby scores. They can get it out at third. And they will. But a run does cross the plate. Another bad fielding play by the Batcats. This game has been littered with them. That one technically goes in as a fielder's choice. There's this one fouled off by Gavin Barada. Fufulis now on second. And Wallachek with what'll go into the book as an RBI single. So an RBI fielder's choice technically is what that goes in as. That one's up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. So RBI fielder's choice, my apologies, will be the scoring on that. One pitch to Barada, and he chops it foul. Next up for Kingman, it looks like they have their new first baseman set to hit. It is Cale Macbeth. This one's on the outside corner, and that's strike 3 called to Barada. First strikeout for Howell, and that brings up Cale Macbeth. Macbeth came in defensively for Fabian Perez last inning. My apologies, that was played over there. At first said it was Perez. It was Macbeth that made that play. Came in after they brought in pinch hitter Bradley Neal. Swinging a foul ball by Macbeth here. 0-1. Macbeth hitting 143. He is 2 for 14. So it's 0-1, lefty-lefty matchup. 0-1 pitch, and Macbeth takes it high, 1-1. Cat's down a pair of runs now, just trying to keep the runners on first and second. Strand them there and try and get the 2 in the bottom half of the 9th. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Bad news for the Batcats, bottom of the order up in the bottom of the 9th inning, 7, 8, 9. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one is swung on and missed. They checked the swing when home plate umpire Anthony Perez says he went. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Howell comes set. And here's the pitch. And that's on the outside corner. Strike 3. Howell gets back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side. Bad news is, though, Kingman gets another run to make it 6-4. They're 3 outs away from making it back-to-back wins over the Batcats. And the Cats have the bottom of the order up 7, 8, 9. Coming up when we come back.
This is shortstop Dre Amaral, and you're watching the Batcats Media Network, home of the Batcats.
Batcats on the precipice of dropping back-to-back games to the Kingman Islanders. That would make it 5 losses in 6 games if it happens, but Batcats still have 3 more outs to work with. But the bottom of the order up, Dawson French, Rathan Malone, Dre Amaral. First pitch misses to Dawson, so it's 1 ball, no strikes. He is over 2 strikeouts and a walk. Gotta try and get something going. Got to get a runner on before you can even think about tying the game. That's in for a strike, 1-1. Chase Russell trying to go all the way with this one. We leave Spencer Maley after 6 2/3 innings from the Kingman starter. As we see time called, and Eric Fufalis goes out and talks with Jace Russell. The count's 1-1 to Dawson French. Amazing this game's in this position, considering where it started. Batcats 3-0 lead. They took the lead in the 3rd inning, led 1-0. They got it to 2, then up to 3, and then that lasted through the end of the 7th inning. Top of the 8th, 5 runs across for Kingman. Batcats got 1 in the bottom of the 8th, and then in the top of the 9th, Kingman added another run. The Batcat fielding has been dismal in this game. For a team that's had so many great defensive plays, this has easily been their worst defensive performance this season. And Kingman's taken advantage, and they could have done more. They've left 12 on in this game. As French ropes 1 foul to the right side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. French stepping back in behind. Got to defend here. Got to get something in play. Got to make something happen. Nothing good can happen when you strike out. And here's the pitch. And dropped just too low, 2-2. Batcats have 1 walk-off victory this season. It was not a pretty one. It came against 3-1-6 on an error by 3-1-6 shortstop Landon Helm. Batcats won it 3-2. Back in the beginning of June, so it's been almost a month. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, and that goes over Dawson's head.
Gotta take that. It's a free base.
It's one of those tough things. I mean, that was coming towards his head originally, but then it was a breaking ball, probably would have hit him in the back.
It's a lot easier said than done, but
It's easy to look at and say, but then you have something coming in at 75 miles an hour. Three balls, 2 strikes. Dawson French just trying to get on. Move the train along. Rathan Malone is on deck here. And the payoff pitch. Oh, that one missed. Throwing away. Ball 4. Cats get the base runner they're looking for.
And that brings up the second baseman.
Tying run at the plate, Rathan Malone.
Rathan Malone!
Malone 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Here's the first pitch to him. Way outside, 1-0.
Ray's got to be patient here. Can't be chasing. If he can be patient here, maybe work a walk or get a good hitter's count, you could see some fireworks.
Russell from the stretch to 1-0, and this one popped into foul ground right side. Jurovich over there trying to track it down. He does make the, at least I think, makes the catch. Couldn't quite see, but it looks like, yes, they will signal out. Rathan Malone pops out in foul ground. Jurovich made a good run over there to make the catch, and there's one away. Dre Amaro coming up.
The shortstop, number 14, Dre Amaro.
Dre Amaro to the plate. This one could teeter right on this at bat. The ground ball could end the game. Amaro gets on, brings up the top of the order. As Amaro swings and fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. Amaro with 1 hit in this game. It was a double back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2 overall, a walk and 2 stolen bases. French leads off of first. Just a small lead, now extended a bit. And Russell and Fufalis struggling with their communication here. Again, they'll meet. 0-1 count on Dre Amaro. And Jace Russell heads back out to the mound. Got a 2-run lead to work with. Runner on first base, 1 out. Russell from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that one up high. Didn't really have a chance as it's 1-1. These situations just have to take it. 1 pitch at a time approach. Can't let the moment get too big for you. Here's the 1-1. And that one down low gets away from the catcher, Fufalis, and French gets 90 feet, takes away the double play. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. Dust off the plate. Big spot here. Dre Amaro has a 2-1 count on him. Russell steps on the mound. 2-1. The pitch to Amaro.
Low.
That one missed. 3 balls and a strike. Walk would bring the winning run to the plate. Top of the order is coming up after Dre Amaro. Bring up some of the bigger bats. Gotro, Gates, and then Bodie Waller. The 3-1. He takes it, ball 4. Batcats have the tying run on. Second walk, Russell's given up this inning, and here is Toby Munns. Will there be a change? There hasn't been anybody warming up. There was at the very beginning of the Batcats offensive, or the Kingman offensive inning in the 8th, but it was just a throw or two. But it looks like, yes, this is going to be it for Jace Russell. They're going to bring in someone else to try and close this game out. And we'll see how this decision shakes out.
Sprinklers are going off in the outfield.
Yeah, the sprinklers did just start going off in the outfield. Jeez. I mean, what does this game not have at this point? My, oh, my. So the outfielders will retreat. Mason Munns, the projected starter for tomorrow's game, will come in. One of the best relief pitchers in the Sunflower Collegiate League. He's got a 2.30 ERA. He's going to get himself warm to try and get the last 2 outs. So this one will step aside here on the Batcats Media Network. Real quick update, Batcats fans. We're currently in a sprinkler delay. Their sprinklers are still on in the center field, and the issue is not sure how exactly they go off. That's the issue, because it's a city-run thing. And they got to find a way to get them sprinklers turned off before we get back to baseball. And this is just a bad time. I think everyone could agree for a sprinkler issue in a 6-4 game where the Batcats are trying to mount a comeback against new reliever Mason Munns. He was originally projected to start the game tomorrow.
What is? I've never seen this before in my life.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out. They're over by the water system here, and they're trying to get this thing figured out. They're going to bring Kingman to the dugout, or at least near it. As Toby Munns is over there talking, they're trying to figure out what the problem is here. 6-4 the score. Bottom 9. Right, Backhats have runners on first and second with 1 out. But we can't play baseball until the sprinklers are turned off in the outfield. And there we go. Got him.
Standing ovation.
Standing ovation. They got the sprinklers turned off, so now everyone's got to get back on the field. Munns will probably get another pitch or two. Make sure that he's warm. So we'll see how this goes. Will this affect anybody as we get ready to play? So a game that's had everything, bad fielding and all kinds of crazy runs. Backhats trying to get a late comeback going when they had to wait a moment for sprinklers to turn off in the outfield. So now it's going to be a little slick out there. Mason Munns is into the game. He was originally expected to start tomorrow's game for this Kingman Islander team. He started on June 27th against the Newton Slug and Rebels. Went 8 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Easily the best pitcher on this staff for the Kingman Islanders. They're going to him to try and get the last 2 outs, pick up the save, and get the Islanders out of Great Bend with a win. That last start, though, for Munns was his only start this season, so he is used to coming out of the pen as he delivers to Gotro, a swing and a miss. Man, he's got some good action, and it's 0-2. Backhats looking for something in the Gadre. Amaro can fly. If they get something there, they might be able to tie it. 0-2. Swing and a check swing. He went strike 3. Backhats down to their final out, and it will be Kyle Gates at the plate.
Center fielder, number 17.
Gates has 2 hits and 4 at bats. They were both on the infield. And then he's got 2 ground outs. Toby Munns ready. The stretch. And this one will loop to shallow left. That's going to drop a hit. Late stop sign put up by John Mariani. And they'll hold Dawson at third. You don't want to get the run thrown out at the plate, especially when that run doesn't matter, at least not right now.
That run means absolutely nothing, so that was a good stop.
That's a great play. And look, if there's one guy you want at the plate right now, it's probably Bodie Waller.
sir.
You got a lefty coming up against a right-hander. A lot of pop in the bat.
His first game, he hit 2 home runs against him,
The
too.
2 3-run home runs in that game, had 7 RBIs. He's really, really been the bane of this pitching staff. As Gates gets that loopy hit. They're loaded for the Bad Cats. Base hit could tie it. The one in the gap could win the game for the Bad Cats. Bodie steps in. He came in as a defensive replacement for Simon Larinaga. This is his first at-bat of the game. Here's the pitch to Bodie, up and away. Waller hitting .281 this season. 22 RBIs, most on the team. Everyone on the edge of their seat here in Great Bend. 6-4 Kingman. They're loaded in the 9th. 1-0 to Waller. Take one outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Munns pitching very carefully to Bodie. Waller trying to feed off the energy from the hometown crowd. Cats try and come back and win this one against Kingman. As time requested by Bodie Waller. He gets it. been a long one, going on 3.5 hours for this game. It's been an exciting one all around. It's going to have a great finish 2-0. Outside 3-0, and it really doesn't look like Kingman wants to pitch to Bodie. They could walk in a run, and it would bring up a righty-righty matchup, which is probably more favorable. Not necessarily something that you want to do, because then a base hit could lose you the game. At this point, a single would tie it. But now you got to be really careful because Bodie's got big power. And the pitch.
Outside.
And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Waller. That walks in a run. 6-5 game. Dawson French scores. Waller gets an RBI. And Colby Christian to the plate. 1 for 4 with an RBI.
Number 32, Colby!
It really seemed like this was the matchup that they were looking for. They looked like they had no interest in pitching to Waller. So they get the righty-righty matchup, but now there's a lot of pressure. Can't walk anybody. First pitch, swing and a miss from Christian. 0-1. Really high pressure situation here for both Munns and Christian. And the 0-1. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Walk could bring in a run. A hit by pitch. A wild pitch. 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. Or 6-5, my apologies, bottom of the 9th. They're loaded, 1-1 count. They will fake the throw back to second. Munn's ready, the 1-1. And he gets one on the front door, a strike 1 and 2. Munn's a strike away from winning the game for Kingman in what's been a classic here in Great Bend. One and 2. Here's the pitch from Munns. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. He points to the dugout, and the Batcats drop it. 6-5 the final score. Kingman holds on. Mason Munns gets the save. A gut-wrenching loss for the Batcats on their home field, and they have to watch Kingman celebrate in their ball yard. Batcats leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Kingman does just enough. They strike out Colby Christian and end the ball game. All around, just a crazy game for the Cats. They defended poorly in this one, and unfortunately, you look really at the numbers. Kingman probably deserved this one. They left 12 on, had 8 hits, and the Batcats just one step short in this one. So we'll step aside as we'll get things together for the post-game show, but my, oh my, that was a roller coaster ride all around, but the Batcats do drop it 6-5. Here in Great Bend, Kingman takes a 2-1 edge in the series, and the Islanders will try and win the series. As the lights go out, ready for a fireworks show, but we're still here, I promise. Kingman will try and win the series tomorrow, 3 o'clock. That game kicks off down there in Kingman, George Arnsdorf Memorial Field. So stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Back here on the Mad Cats Media Network, ready to finish things off for tonight's game. And I give up the Player of the Game award for Mason Muntz, man. I just liked it. I liked the effort that he put in there, getting the save in. It was only 2/3 of an inning, but then you got to have some guts to come in and base load a situation like that, and ended up picking up the save. Honorable mention certainly to Gavin Barato, who had a couple of doubles today and 2 RBIs when the Islanders really needed him. But Muntz, I mean, coming in a situation like that, only giving up the 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Did what he needed to when he needed to, gets a second save of the season. I mean, just a fantastic effort by him. Bad Cats lose this one, 6-5 the final score. Dropped to 20-8 on the season, while the Islanders up to 8-14. Bad Cats have dropped 2 games in this series, and that's really brutal. Kingman has not been playing that well coming into this series. They were 7th coming in, and they've taken 2 out of 3 against you, and now you have to go into their house last game before the All-Star break, and Mason Muntz still very well may start that game, or at least certainly will make an appearance. And you have to deal with him one more time, and certainly the Bad Cats struggled with him today. And, I mean, we'll see how it all goes down, because you're certainly frustrated, and that's very understandable, especially, you know, he's pointing to the dugout after the game, showing off that emotion. This is what the sport needs. But Kingman gets the win. Brett Allen takes the loss in this one, 0-1. Jace Russell gets the win. Muntz gets the save. All around, the Bad Cats just they played poor baseball today, I must say. There were just too many drop balls, too many errors when you really couldn't have them. They tried to take advantage of the opportunities they did get, and they were almost able to claw back into this game. But for the second time in as many days, the Bad Cats are going to lose by 1 run, just 1 play short in this one. You know, whether Christian gets a hit or Bodie gets an opportunity to actually swing, but it looked like Muntz intentionally pitched around him. They really had no interest pitching to Bodie in that righty-lefty matchup, and he really didn't get the chance. And just overall a sad kind of end to the day for the Bad Cats after they led for so much of this game, and then 5 spot by Kingman in the 8th inning pushed them to victory. All around, you kind of have to reevaluate yourself and really just try and go into the All-Star break with momentum, try and pick up the win in the next game. But for now, it's just about trying to sit back and think to yourself, you know, what did you learn from this game and what can you do better in the next one? Because, again, another guy comes in struggling as a pitcher against the Bad Cats. Spencer Maley's got an 0-2 record and an ERA of 8, and, you know, he really played well today, gave up 3 runs. I mean, the Bad Cats need to start attacking a little bit more. They're kind of a team built on their ability to walk, and that kind of helps spur them a lot, and they didn't walk as much today, and that kind of caused some problems for them. They only walked 4 times, and overall just not making enough solid contact with the baseball. They only had 1 extra base hit today, and all those things combined, just even with the aggressive base running and the overall decent pitching, still not enough as Kingman picks up this one there. Now at least secured themselves a split in this series against one of the best teams in the league, so you got to give Toby Muntz and company an awful lot of credit for what they've done here in this series, and the Bad Cats need to get themselves back really on the right back to the drawing board and try and reset themselves and at least pick up a split here against the Islanders. Game tomorrow at 3 o'clock in Kingman. We'll have it here on the Bad Cats Media Network. We do thank you for joining us here tonight. Final home game before the All-Star break. The next game at home for the Cats, June the 7th, when they kick off the series against the Derby Twins. But that'll do it for us here tonight in this one for the entire Bad Cats crew. My partner tonight, Braden Tower. My name is Mark McClure. Thank you very much for tuning in from Al Burns Memorial Field. Farewell. For the final time, Kingman wins 6-5 in Game 3 of the series and takes it to 1 edge.